Hello, and welcome to Teaching with Google. My name is Janine Diddle-Uzzi, and I'm Director of Faculty Programs at the Associated Colleges of the South. In this, my final installment of the video tutorial Teaching with Google, I'll help you understand how to use various features of a Google community in order to build your course. As you can see, we're on the ACS demo course website. In the last installment, I showed you how to edit sites, and if you click on this little gear, you'll find a pull-down menu, Edit Community, which will allow you to edit all sorts of things on your site. We put in a tagline. We enter information about our course, which appears at the top of the page now about this community. And at this point, we are in the highlighted link, All Posts. So the menu at the left leads to categories. So you can see I have categories from all posts down to the final one, photos. And these categories serve as ways to organize material on the Google site for your students. So the Google Community default is all posts. So when you open the site for the first time, you'll be taken to a page that lists all the posts. And this is very much like a Facebook site. But it's dynamic, but it can also be a little bit overwhelming to see everything that's been posted most recently. If we go instead to my Start Here link, we simply find a video that I've posted from YouTube. And if I click on this, it will take us to YouTube, and you'll see the beginning of the video I created. Now I'm going to close out of that so we don't hear it and become distracted by it. But I do recommend that you begin your categories with a Start Here button. Students will appreciate seeing your face and hearing from you directly, and a video tutorial or a video sort of introduction is a good way to begin your course. From there, I usually go to the syllabus. Like I said, you can upload a video from YouTube, or if you like, you can record a video directly on the community site. So if you look at the Share What's New portion, this is sort of like Facebook's prompt to share how you are, what you feel, what's on your mind, and you can share what's new. This is how you post anything for your students. You can post words, so I can write in this box, and you can post that, share. And you can see that it's posted in the category Start Here. You can upload a photo, you can upload a link, but since we're talking about your first video, your introductory video, let's try video. If I click on a video, then it takes me to a YouTube site, and I can decide to enter a URL for a video, go to my library of YouTube lectures if I have such a thing, which I do, or you can upload a video you've recorded, or you can record your own video right here. And you see how the Adobe Flash settings come up that will allow you to record a video directly from the community. But I'm going to cancel out of this. Let's go to the next category, syllabus. If I click on the syllabus, you'll see that there's nothing shared in this category. I would like to create a syllabus for this course and post it to the demo site. So the first thing I need to do is open my Google Drive. If you remember, we go to our 3x3 box of Google Apps menu. I'm going to click on Drive. And when I get to my drive, I will be given the option to create something new. So I'll click on New. And then what I want to create is a Google document, which is very much like a Word document. You can see this is untitled, so I'm going to go ahead and entitle it Sample Syllabus ACS. Then I'm just going to repeat that. And I'm just typing normally as I would on a Word document. Then I'll click on Share. So this will give me the option to share with others using their email addresses, in which case I can send it to those people. I can also give them permission to edit my document, to comment on it, or simply to view it. These are in decreasing order, or I'm sorry, in increasing order of security. So if you want someone to receive a document but not be able to change it, you select Can View. If you want to, for instance, share a document with a student so he or she can create it with you, then you want to select Can Edit. In fact, this is a good time to say that if you have students posting work in a Google community, you want to make sure you remind them to give you editing privileges. And once they do, you can comment on their essays right in Google in Google Drive. Everything will be saved there, and the students can have a conversation with you back and forth about their work on Google. Everything is paper free, everything is print free. And you and the student can have an active communication around a document and edit together. You can also ask students to edit documents with one another. So in this case, I don't want students to be able to change the syllabus. That would be bad. So I'll say Can View. What I really want, though, in order to post this document on my community site is a shareable, excuse me, is a shareable link. So if I click on shareable link, I receive a highlighted long link here, and I'm going to just copy. Done. And when I get back to my community, I will choose link. I'm going to post this under the category syllabus, although I could post it under start here if I wanted to. And I'm going to paste this link. And there, once I press share, it appears on the Google community. When students click on this, they will be taken directly to the Google document. So that's how you upload a Google Doc into your Google community. You can write your syllabus and link it directly. Any course materials can be linked directly. I always give students a weekly schedule, and you can see I've made a sample document. ACS Demo Course Week 1. I find that when I teach online, it is very important to give students detailed information about every aspect of every week, including what will be graded, what will not, what they should post or share, where they should post it and share it. And so I try to give students a day-by-day schedule for each week. One thing we haven't talked about is hashtags. A hashtag is just a way of creating a link. And if I go back to the Google community, you'll see that I've given a hashtag here with my name and the year. When students post in a Google community, it's great to have them use a hashtag that uniquely identifies them. Hashtags are searchable. So you as a faculty member, either by clicking on the hashtag or by typing that hashtag into the search box, can find all the posts by that student for the entire course. And it's a great way of going back and checking in when you're grading to just remind yourself of all the work a student's done, all the posts the students made, all at once. Okay, so we've been through the syllabus and the weekly schedule, which were both Google Docs. If you'd like to have a category called links to digital resources, what you will do is just click link when you post, and then you enter the link here, and you can give students an introduction. You can say, please read for Tuesday, and you can link any source from the web that you like. For this model class, I have posted a link to an article about modern uses of ancient architecture. So when I click on that, you can see Greek architecture's influences on American architecture. I use a category called announcements. Here's an example. Don't forget that your first essay is due this week. And then I give a link to Diana Hacker for composition tips. I always post mini lectures. You can see I have not done that here, but were I to wish to upload a mini lecture, I could just click video, and then I would click record video. The site will allow me to record a video directly, and then it will just share it. Just as I did a doc, you'll get a shareable link and post it to the Google community. Assignments and grades might not seem intuitive, but I really like to ask students to do all their work in the community if we're going to use a community. And so for that reason, I ask students to post their essays on the site, to use Google Docs to create their essays, and then share them as shareable links with me on the site. This does not mean that every student on the site can see them, unless that's what you ask your students to do for peer editing purposes. But students can share their essays only with the instructor, give editing privileges to the instructor, and then when you, as the faculty member, go in to read the essay, you can select the comment feature, and you can give all the students all their comments, feedback, and their final grade for that piece of work in the community. And when the student goes back to the community, he or she can click on her own work or his own work and find your comments and grades immediately. I skipped over polls inadvertently, so let's go to polls. Polls are very fun for students. It's a way to keep them engaged in the course on, if you want, a daily basis, but at least a weekly basis. And I find it's great to create small, kind of low stakes reasons to keep students coming back to the site frequently. Of course, when you teach online, it is the case that students do almost no work that's not graded. So everything needs to have some points attached to it. And the frequency of the work and the frequency of the number of times that a student is forced to go back to a site will increase the student's overall engagement in the course and keep them coming back. So in this course and in my original course that I made for USM, which was an ethics seminar, I like to use the polls. A poll is a simple way of asking students to engage with the course in a way, and they can complete these very quickly. So for this demo course, and I'm pretending that this course is about the uses of ancient architectural models in the modern world, I've asked students, old or new. Each week I will post a photo, and I'd like students to guess and vote whether the image is ancient or modern. This is not only a fun and easy way to engage in the course, it will also give us a sense over the next 7 weeks of how deceptive the eyes can be, and so on. So I've asked those demoing the site to me to vote here, and you can see that ACS Office has voted that this is a modern building, and they've given a reason. It's in great shape. It appears to be a modern replica of the Parthenon, maybe. In fact, this is the Nashville Parthenon. But if we were to vote now, pretending we are a student, this is ancient, you can see that immediately the community changes the results of the poll, and then everyone can see this. If you would like to create a poll, you can use the poll function here in the Google community. And this is actually a really easy way to create a poll. You can upload a picture, that's optional, give 2 choices, send it to the category polls, or you might send it to the category student work, something like that, and then you'll share it. Another way to create a poll, let's cancel out of this. Another way to create a poll is to go to Google Drive, and instead of creating a Google document, create, if I click on more, a Google form. A Google form is also a good way of creating a survey. So untitled form will say poll 2 ACS demo. Here's our first question, question 1. We're going to have we'll have multiple choice. Option 1, yes. Option 2, no. Do you enjoy this course? Done. And then you can send this form or you can get the link to share, the shareable link, copy, just like we did with our Google Doc. Go back to our community page. We'll post the link, paste. You can say to your students, oh, please complete this poll by noon on Wednesday, and share. Then when students go to the site, they'll click on your poll. They'll say, yes, I do enjoy this course, submit. And then they could even say +1. What's a +1? A +1 is like a like on Facebook. It's a way for a student to say, yeah, this is a good activity, I like it. I actually use +1s to indicate that I have read a student's post. So students can post anything from a very quick comment or question to almost an entire blog on this site. And I like students to know that I have seen their work. I don't always comment on student work. Sometimes I do. But when you're dealing with a large number of students on a Google site like this, and when you have assignments, especially that are credit or no credit, you must post a comment of this sort of substance. The +1 is a good way for me to let students know I have viewed your work, I have given you credit for it. And so I could add a +1 and say, this is a fairly useless poll. And then I'll post my comment. Okay. I like in my Google communities to divide the work into weeks. So I've pretended here that this course is a 7-week course. This would be an accelerated online course, and I have taught this kind of thing before, and students like it. They do need to be aware that a 7-week course is not half a course, it's actually a full course in half time. So every week requires twice the work of a regular 14-week course. I also will sometimes list specific assignments, and these categories serve as repositories for student work. So when I click on Essay 3, there I will see all 25 links to all 25 student essays posted. And when I do my grading, I just click on those Google Docs, go in and leave comments, and then my grading is complete. The last thing I wanted to show you in this video tutorial is how to do a Google Hangout. One of the great features of a Google community, and also of Google Plus, which is the social media site where you created a profile, is that there is a video conferencing feature. The video conferencing feature is called Google Hangout, and this little quotation mark at the right is the icon that symbolizes Google Hangout. When you click on Google Hangout, it will show me the people I know who are online, who are available to talk with me. But if I hover over the bottom, it will ask me if I'd like to start a video hangout. So I can click Start a Video Hangout. And then Google will take me to a screen that will allow me to make a video call. So I can make a video call here. I'll click on that. And here comes, there's the Hangout symbol, and there I am. So let's cancel that, and we will hang up, and we'll go back to the demo course. So that is how you, in a Google community, create a conference call. You can ask students to do this. Most of them will be much more adapted to doing everything online than you are or than I am. But this is a way to ask students to do group work remotely because they can hang out with one another. Google Hangout allows multiple people to hang out at one time. I think it's at least up to 10. And ordinarily, that's many more than you'd need for any kind of peer-to-peer work. I think the last thing that I'll offer a reminder for is this notifications indication. Um, it's important, I feel, when I'm teaching a course and when your students are in the course, that they keep notifications on. Um, this means that you will be notified um, when new posts appear in the community, and the notifications happen right here with this little bell. So when the bell is red, that tells you that there are new notifications, there's new activity on the site waiting for you to address it. That's very helpful for me as the instructor because it's a reminder to me that to go and check that someone has posted something, and it allows you to make contact really quickly when there are changes on the community site. So I hope this has been helpful. I have found that teaching in a Google community is a much more dynamic and engaging platform for students than many other course management systems, Blackboard, Sakai, that kind of thing. You can create links to documents. You can create repositories um, between Google Docs and Google Polls and the video Hangout and YouTube. There are many, many tools at your disposal to create the kind of living, breathing, active community that you want in a classroom. And I think my favorite part of teaching with Google is that you, as the instructor, and the students, as community members, create over the course of the semester a site that is unique to that particular course and that particular moment in time. And so at the end of the course, there's a record of everything that was done, everything that was said, all the resources you used, all the links you posted. And that's something that the students helped to build, and they have ownership of that. Thank you so much for listening. If you have questions, please email me at juzzi@colleges.org, and I appreciate your involvement in the ACS.